listener on the left, and the Oakland A's have just taken the field for Game 1. Dave Stewart will be going to the mound to feature. Dave Stewart, released in 1986, could have signed with anybody. Winds up with the A's, again a 20-game winner, 21-9 during the regular season, 69 walks and 155 strikeouts. He'll face tonight Brett Butler, Robbie Thompson, and Will Clark. Kevin Mitchell in the cleanup spot, Matt Williams, Ernest Riles, the DH. The pitchers bat in the National League city, meaning the pitchers bat in San Francisco in 3, 4, and 5. And Maldonado, Kennedy, and Uribe hitting in the number 9 spot. Good outfield with Ricky Henderson in left, Dave Henderson in center, and Canseco in right. Carney Lansford back after the hamstring pull in the playoffs at third. Walt Weiss at short. Tony Phillips at second. Mark McGuire at first. Is the catcher, Stewart the pitcher, and Brett Butler to start the 1989 World Series. But Butler, loving the area, seeing the opportunity, signs on and lets a fly ball to center field. Dave Henderson is there. One gone. So one center fielder flies out. Winning hit in Game 3 against Chicago.
One of 3 game-winning hits.
Will Clark on deck. And Thompson is a little dribbler to the left of the mound, and Dave Stewart throws past McGuire with a lot of room in foul territory. Phillips over to play it, and Thompson in at second. Scoring position, Stewart has to face Will Clark. And Clark goes after the first pitch, hits it to the gap in left center, but Dave Henderson moves over to make the catch. Thompson is late in tagging and has to hold at second. And homers and RBIs, and hitting .291. Here's the 1-2 to Mitchell, hit to the right side and short hop nicely by Phillips to throw him out. And the Giants are gone in the first. Garrelts on the mound for the San Francisco Giants, and our inside pitch will be delivered throughout the course of the series by this year's National League batting champion.
As Ricky Henderson goes up to home plate trying to get to first base. He'll walk, he'll work the pitcher, the umpire. So it's not as easy, and then if you get behind him, he becomes a home run threat. Very difficult for you if you walk him, because you've done exactly what you don't want to do.
Grounded through the middle, but Thompson is there to glove it behind second and throw him out. So Robbie Thompson, shading Henderson toward the middle, gets there to take care of Ricky. One away. Carney Lansford, the batter. He grounds one toward the middle, and Uribe can't flag it. So Lansford, who missed 2 games against Toronto because of the hamstring, really needed the time off. It has worked to his benefit.
1980 with the ball in on him gave him a lot of problems.
The 1-2 pitch got him. Breaking pitch, and down he goes. So Canseco becomes the first strikeout victim in the playoffs, including 2 homers. So he made the maximum out of the minimum. The designated hitter stands in. And he'll be a very key man for the Giants to get all series long, because the Giants have an all right-handed rotation. And he gets a comebacker, knocked down by Garrelts, and Scotty throws him out. So each team gone in the first, no score in Game 1. Started the season with the Giants, got off to an awful start, went to Phoenix, times in just half a season. And down he goes here. So Stewart has his first strikeout, 1 gone here in the second inning. Getting a chance to play, because in the World Series now, the designated hitter used in the Americas for the Giants, a grand slam home run one night in August in Philadelphia. That's grounded down to Phillips, and an easy play for Tony. 2 gone. 2 out, bases empty in the second with no score. No pun intended, because it was the first of 3 given up by the Cubs in that fateful 8th inning.
3 straight years with 20 wins or more.
Stewart strikes out 2 in the second. No score in the middle of the second. Dave Henderson, who always seems to wind up in the right spot to lead off.
And you really can't, you have no depth perception.
As Henderson draws the walk, so Gabe gets aboard to start the second inning. Another reason, though, he's sitting in the stands is that he's the opposition. He's the visitor, and the A's wouldn't give him a credential for the press box. Clark, a low average, but plenty of... He gets a high fly ball to center field, and his tracks is Butler. Tagging at first is Dave Henderson, but he's not going anywhere. McGuire gone for the first out in the bottom of the second inning. The premier catcher in the American League shortly. You'll recall last year with a home run in Cincinnati.
That's not your Spalding guide way to get back to first base. Henderson on his are laughing about it. Check this out.
Well, look at the lead. It's about if he took a traditional 1.5 step lead.
Garrelts comes to the plate, and it's lined in the center for a base hit. Henderson had to hold up to see if Thompson could catch the line drive, and so he stops at second. And the A's with 2 on and 1 out in the bottom of the second inning.
Heads up base running.
Tony Phillips.
That's 365 down the stretch.
And he grounds it to the right side, and Clark was going back to first base. It goes through the hole for a base hit. Henderson scores 1-0 with Steinbach going to third. Infield is double.
The soft stuff is more prone to be pulled.
1-2 pitch is hit slowly toward Clark. He's going to come home with it, and Kennedy drops it. 2-0. Clark appeared to have trouble getting the ball out of his glove, and then B, Kennedy can't hold on, and the A's have a 2-0 lead with no strikes. They have given the error to Kennedy. 2-2 to Henderson, just inside. Ball 3, and Garrelts thought he had him. And now 3 starts the runners. He does not, and the pitch is hit into right field for a base hit. Phillips is being waved in. Here comes the throw from Maldonado. It's offline, 3-0. Weiss to third. One out in the second inning. 3 hits, a walk, and an error here. And it's low in the count, 2-0.
Only struck out 25 times, Al, so a good contact hitter. They're playing back for the double play.
So in the inning, it begins as so many of Oakland's big innings in the playoffs did, with a walk. This time to the other Henderson. And it's popped up in the shallow left field. Uribe goes out. Mitchell comes in, and Kevin makes the catch, and the runners have to hold. So a big out, the second out. The infield can move back, and Jose Canseco comes to the plate. Parker follows Canseco, who struck out. And Will Clark has to come off the bag.
If he hit him, he would have been out.
There goes Henderson, and it's popped up down the line. Clark giving Chase a lot of territory, and he can't cover it. Canseco. And Jose swings and misses, and down he goes. But the A's send 8 men to the plate, take a 3-0 lead, and back we come after a word from our ABC station. Butler. Kennedy came over in an off-season deal with Baltimore. Giants sending Bob Melvin to the Orioles. And when the season began, they figured he'd be the backup catcher to Kurt Manwaring. He's now number 1, and he grounds one down to Weiss, who throws him out. 1 out in the third inning, and Jose Uribe is a strike, and the count is 0-1. Giants shortstop as a left-handed batter. 1 out, bases empty, and the 2-2 pitch to Uribe hit right back to Stewart, who knocks it down, grabs it, then throws too late. So a break for the Giants as Stewart can't handle the chopper hit back toward the middle.
Runners, an error on Dave Stewart.
Swing by Butler, but he holds back in time. And then Brett goes after the next pitch and pops it up. It's an easy play for Walt Weiss on the edge of the grass. And Butler is out number 2. So Uribe at first base, 2 outfielders and the hitters getting a break. With the lights having...
You will have a good, healthy swing.
Runner goes, and Thompson has gone on strikes. And the Giants are gone in the third. Middle of the third, 3-0 Oakland. Dave Parker to lead off in the bottom of the third inning. A's sending 8 men to the plate in the second. They slump against the Dodgers. And he gets a high drive to deep right field. And Dave Parker has hit his first World Series home run. Who had 2 in the playoffs, hits one out, and it's 4-0.
Right, and that ball was smoked. I mean, gone.
That's grounded to Uribe, and Jose throws Henderson out. So 1 down in the third inning.
Deliberate run around the bases, very much like we saw
the other way.
Hence the .231 batting average.
And he goes the other way, and it's a little looping fly ball to right field, but it falls in for a base hit. So McGuire, who hit 147 when he goes to right field during the regular season, hits a little looper for a single.
The power hitters deep in the opposite direction. 2 guys in this game, Mark McGuire.
I think maybe Roger Craig thinks they need more offense.
Steinbach down on strikes. That's the second out with McGuire at first base. 2 down in the third inning. 7, 8, and 9, of course. 9 being... Phillips gone on strikes. But in the inning, the home run by Dave Parker. And at the end of 3, 4-0 Athletics. When the A's would love to see Will Clark all series long. Really closing on a house, even though there was some reports he was down there involved in a court case. As Clark pops it up in foul territory, and third baseman Carney Lansford is there to make the catch. One away with Kevin Mitchell coming up. Then, of course, it's Clark. The thing LaRusse is concerned about with the Eckersley thing is Dennis is a very sensitive guy. 3-2 to Kevin Mitchell. Is lined into right field for a base hit. So the first solid hit for the Giants and their second hit overall. And Mitchell at first base with 1 out, and Matt Williams coming to the plate.
You want him to hit it the other way and hope it stays in the ball.
Broken bat pop-up in foul territory, and lots of room in the logo for Carney Lansford. 2 down.
Back to Steve Sax's inside pitch about Dave Stewart.
Too hard. You're throwing that kind of pitch. And there's one in the dirt.
And blocked by Steinbach.
The minute the game's over, comes over to...
That's grounded toward the hole. And Weiss is there to plug it up and get him at second on the 4th. Giants done in the 4th. 4-0 Oakland into 3 1/2.
Drop the head on the bat. It's easy. Don't swing at those curveballs with 2 strikes.
It's an error for the Giants. And of all people, Weiss drives one to right field and gone. Also throwing, or Kelly Downs rather, is up again. It's the 3rd time in the Giant bullpen with the left-hander Hamilton. And Henderson gone on strikes, 1 out. Lansford It's a fly ball to shallow left field. Mitchell comes in and puts it away. So 2 down after the leadoff home run by Weiss. And it'll bring up Canseco.
Nor to George. He's got a fastball, he's got a curveball, and he's mixed them up well along with a forkball.
Popped up, foul territory, and room there for Clark, and Canseco is 0 for 3. He's done no damage, but that man has, among others. As we go to the 5th, it's 5-0 Oakland. Uribe. Candy struck out in the 2nd inning. A's manager when they moved here from Kansas City in '68 as Maldonado pops it up in foul territory, and Mark McGwire has a lot of room. 1 guy. In the Giant front office under Al Rosen. That's grounded to the right side. McGwire has no time to break back to first base, but Kennedy's a slow runner, and Stewart gets there to take the throw from Phillips. So 2 down in the 5th inning, and Jose Uribe. Time the World Series has been played here, and the former, and who knows, maybe future home of the Raiders. Grounded to short. Weiss on the run, throws him out. An easy inning. The Giants gone quietly and quickly, and it remains 5-0 A's. Options open, so he's elected to remove Garrelts, and Scott was, let's face it, in a bottom of the 5th inning. Dave Parker will be leading things off for Oakland.
Not tonight for Scott Garrelts, though.
Down goes Parker, so Hamaker comes out of the bullpen to strike him out to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning in Game 1 tonight.
Dodgers best pitching in the National League, under 3 runs a game.
Grounded down to Uribe. And the low throw scooped by Clark, so 2 down. And the batter will be Mark McGwire. 2 strikes. Mark with as many hits tonight.
Canseco 1 for 19.
So a composite 2 for 36 as Clark. And even in Oakland, he can't make the play.
Staff did last year and even dominated the National League this year. They just couldn't score runs.
Shattered bat and a looper into right center field and a base hit. So McGwire, who gets a second life when the foul ball drops untouched, capitalizes with a single to center. So
The infield, and number 2, the outfield is more shallow.
In the air to left field, and Kevin Mitchell positions himself to make the catch and retire the side. Oakland gone in the 5th. It remains 5-0. Butler, Thompson, and Clark. Every time Butler comes to the plate, you'll see that shot of Lansford. Or 3-2 to Butler. He's popped in the air in foul territory. Lansford and Steinbach both come over, and Carney puts it away.
Oh, in the playoffs, that's how Clark hit 13 for 20.
Little pop-up on the skin part. Phillips. 2 down. And it will bring up Clark. To right field, and Canseco goes back and misjudges it over his head and bounding away, and Clark goes into second with a double. To start the game, and then Mitchell with a single to right. The batter is Kevin Mitchell. It's in the dirt. Clark has to hold at second. To show you Stewart's dominance to this point. And Mitchell gone on strikes. Number 4 for Dave Stewart. Giants waste a double by Clark. It remains 5-0 A's. For a ball. Weiss and Gallego. And then behind the plate with Steinbach and Hasse as Phillips singles to right field to start the 6th inning.
Yeah, he said he'd like to get Gallego in.
I'll tell you about it after this pitch.
Ball, strike 3. So Weiss has a word with the plate umpire, Rich Garcia, and down he goes. He's Hammaker's second strikeout victim. Oakland, and having back-to-back years, is that you are considered for the managing openings. That's hit into right field for a base hit. Phillips takes the big turn at second. The throw comes in, and then he gets back. He rounded the bag, looked at Latchman, and then scrambles back ahead of the throw from Maldonado. Jeff Brantley
around it. It's contrary to a lot of pitching.
Lansford hits a fly ball to right field. Maldonado started in, now backs up a few strides. Phillips tags but holds at second as the throw comes in, and that's the second out.
Zone that Jose likes it. A better low ball hitter. Hammaker, to be effective, has to keep the ball down.
Up here, Brantley in the bullpen.
What I meant by that is they call and he collects.
Yep. So as Gray goes to the mound, he's going to the bullpen as well. Brantley comes in to face Canseco with 2 on, 2 out, 5-0 the score. And Brantley walks him on 4, so the bases are loaded.
Even though Parker with a home run, you get an idea of who the Giants want to pitch to. Will Beacon.
The 0-1 is in there, and the count 0-2. Parker, you might say, hopping mad over the call.
Also at 38 in his last year, as you watch. Yeah, a little bit low, Richie Garcia.
And it's a ground ball to the right side. Thompson gobbles it up, then the force to Uribe at second. So Brantley gets out of it. A's lead 3, but lead 5-0 on to the 7th. Had things their way from almost the outset. 3 in the second. Not from Dick and also Bobby Bowden, then and now the football coach, and Hugh Durham, the basketball coach as well. As Williams hits a fly ball to left field. And Ricky Henderson is right there for the out. 1 away.
How about that graphic? The longest continuous
50 years.
And he managed in a suit. Not a baseball suit either.
Riles, the Giants DH. Grounds one to the right side, and McGuire shovels to Stewart. 2 down in the 7th inning, and it will bring up Candy Maldonado.
Oh, indeed. Indeed. Even last year in losing to the Dodgers, they had low-scoring ball games. The only game they won, 2-1, when McGuire hit the home run.
Game 3, Steinbach comes all the way back and has room to make the catch on Maldonado's little pop. And again, the Giants are gone in order. It remains 5-0 Oakland. Nothing. And Dave Henderson to lead things off against Brantley in the bottom of the 7th by grounding one on 1 hop to Williams. And that's throw to Clark for out number 1. So Henderson has been silent tonight. So has Canseco. Weather permitting during the series, we'll try to give you some perspective from the 2 stadiums. McGuire wraps one into left field for a base hit. So Mark, who was 1 for 17 in last year's World Series, is 3 for 4 in Game 1 tonight.
Home runs 3 years ago. Everybody wanted to interview him. He went right out through the right.
The World Series, and among the other treats he'll have next year is, you know, he's going to manage in the All-Star game. Little pop-up in foul territory. Clark gimping back and makes the catch like a highlight player. And also paying a little bit of a price, and you can tell that knee is really bothering him. They inherited Billy Ball. Billy was here, so he came with the company. 2 down, McGuire off and moving from first base, and the pitch is lifted to center field. And Brett Butler is there to make the catch, and down go the A's in the 7th. The Giants come up in the 8th, trailing Oakland 5-0. No strikes. The 8th inning. Grounded toward the middle. Phillips is over there to backhand it. Throw him out. One away in the 8th inning. And Ken Oberkfell is a member of the Cardinals. Came over from Pittsburgh and
firmly in control tonight. A lot of guys like Russell, after their teams have lost the opening game, have come back as the second pitcher to work 3 games of a World Series and win 3 games. McLean lost game 1. That was the day Bob Gibson's this year, which is unbelievable considering the fact he's won 20 or more 3 years in a row.
In the air to left field. Henderson over toward the line. And that's the second out. Oberkfell remains at first, and the batter will be Robbie Thompson. 3 in the second tonight. Sending 8 men to the plate off Scott Garrelts. Key play in the inning. 8th inning. Thompson ducks under it. The count 1-0. Clark on deck. Crowd chanting "Stew, Stew, Stew" as Thompson grounds one on a hop to Lansford. Over to second to Phillips, and the Giants finished in the 8th. 5-0 Oakland. For the Giants, Ken Oberkfell, who pinch hit, stays in the game, plays third, hitting in the number 9 spot. They moved Matt Williams over to shortstop. And going to the mound is Mike Lacoste, who had to leave one of the playoff games with a knee injury. And so he will test it here for a 4th game on Wednesday night at Candlestick. It's grounded to the right side, and Robbie Thompson will take care of it. 1 away. We say half penciled in because Roger Craig can go a lot of different ways right now.
Who pitches that 4th game?
For the A's, though, they're... And Ricky gone on strikes. That's the second time he has fanned tonight. So Henderson 2 for 5 on the evening as he goes. Funny World Series in the sense it's the first time in 33 years nobody has to stay in a hotel. Players go home tonight. Put in for toll money tomorrow. Little soft one-hopper toward the bag at second, and behind it is Thompson to throw Lansford out. So Lacoste has a 1-2-3 inning. And we go to the 9th. It remains 5-0 A's. Off in the bottom of the 9th. Top of the 9th. Clark, Mitchell, and Williams. And that's grounded into center field. So Will Clark trying to get something started as his second hit. And he's hit the ball sharply on 2 other occasions tonight. His liner to center in the 1st and his double to right in the 6th.
Pitched a shutout this year.
Mike Gallego now plays second base, and they move Tony Phillips over to third. Kevin Mitchell, it's a fly ball in the shallow right center field, and coming in, Canseco can't make the catch. Clark had to hold up and now pulls in at second. So Will, halfway between first and second, had to wait. Canseco can't make the play.
It's the first time tonight that they have had 2 consecutive hits. As a matter of fact, it's the first time they've had 2 men on base in an inning.
Stewart says the magic words to La Russa, so he stays in.
I had a chance and he couldn't come up with it.
Matt Williams, regular season, but here, keep in mind, I mean, Eckersley still hasn't pitched in 5 days to begin with. And Williams got on strike. The plate with 2 on and 1 out. And that one gets by Steinbach as Clark moves gingerly into third and Mitchell down to second.
Hand.
He lived up to his old nickname there. 6 strikeouts.
Score sets that up. You come way inside. Give the hitter a little different perspective. He hasn't come in very often on left-handers tonight.
And And it's grounded to third, backhanded by Phillips, straightens up, and Stewart has his shutout. And so in a World Series dedicated to a late scholar, Game 1 is all A's. Go nothing.